We are little zombies. We Are Little Zombies, released theatrically in 2020 and is directed by Makoto Nagahisa. And right there, right off the bat, I'm going to apologize because my pronunciation on foreign names, if you know me on this channel, sucks. So I mean no offense, I'm trying really hard. I'm taking my time, but I'm gonna try to say everyone's name correctly. If I don't, please be nice in the comments. If you want to correct me, that's fine, but please be nice about it. And this film is starring Kita Ninomiya, Satoshi Mizuno, Mando Okamura, and Sena Nakahima. I don't know, that sounded pretty good to me. Before we get started, this was a screener presented me through GingerNutsOfHorror.com, coming all the way from Oscilloscope Laboratories, and it was a Sundance darling, and it's trying to make its way into theaters kind of all around the world. When four young orphans meet for the first time, their parents' bodies are turning into dust, and yet none of them can shed a tear. They are like zombies, devoid of all emotion. With no family, no future, no dreams, and no way to move forward, the young teens decide that the first level of their new existence involves salvaging a gaming console, an old electric bass, and a charred walk from their former homes. Just enough to start a band. And then conquer the world. I hadn't seen any of the trailers, I hadn't read the press release, I just got the screener and I went into it cold. Because that's how I think a lot of us do that when we watch a movie, when we see it on Netflix or we see it streaming somewhere, we see a poster and go, oh, that looks interesting, let's try it. So that's what I did here, and this plot took me by surprise. First, right off the bat though, in the email that I got, it said, this is not a horror movie. Which I'm so glad they said that, because it would have been weird thinking, oh, this is through GingerNutsOfHorror.com, which is an amazing website where you can go to see a bunch of reviews on books, videos, video games, TV shows, all based around the horror genre. So it would have been weird thinking that, oh, this is about little zombies, and it's really a metaphor. They're not really zombies. They kind of act like zombies, but they're not zombies. Zombies in that they are emotionless. They are cold. They are kind of miniature sociopaths. The movie starts and these four Japanese children have lost their parents due to some unfortunate events. Car accident, their business burned down, they were murdered. But they meet outside the crematorium? What's the place called where bodies go to be cremated? I'm gonna call it the crematorium, even though I'm pretty sure that's a made-up word. But they meet there and they're all directionless. They all don't know what to do. Like, oh, do we go to school? Where are we gonna live? We have no money. Where are we gonna eat? But they're still young children, so they're kind of living in this strange video game-like fantasy world. At least Hikari is, and he is our main character, the main one that we are following through this story. Who, first off, is an adorable child. Oh my god, I just want to pinch his cheeks, he's so adorable. But he is one lonely child who was bullied growing up. Bullied in school, bullied outside of school, and when he comes home to a loveless household. Comes home and his parents are not there. When they come home, they are either fighting or they are cheating on each other, and they are not showing any physical type of affection towards their child. Whenever Hikari enters a room, he says, "Hello, silence." Which, that's just so sad. I felt so bad. I want to give him a hug. And he's at his parents' funeral, and all the other relatives there, they're bawling, they're in tears, they're all showing their emotions, whether it's angry, sadness, whether they're getting a little too tipsy at the reception afterwards. He's just there, stone face, playing his video game. It seems like he doesn't grasp the situation, even though he seems very mature for his age. As I'm watching him, I'm attaching myself to him a lot, because I find myself acting like him when I go to funerals. I don't know, at least all the funerals that I've gone to recently have not been, people that I've known. I've gone to support others, whether it's my wife or whether it's friends. I've gone to support them, but the emotion doesn't really hit me, and it makes me feel very strange, because all these other people, they're family, friends that actually knew the deceased, they're crying and they're definitely feeling emotion. So I'm definitely attaching to this character. I want to say, yes, I'm emotional at the right times, or at least at times, but a lot of times I'm pretty cold and I'm pretty stone-faced. You go into Hikari's house, you see all these video game consoles. He lives in video games. That's his escape from this terrible, loveless world. You go to the refrigerator. His mom never cooks. Everything is all just frozen because no one is taking care of him. And now the parents are gone, so now he's just all by himself, kind of how he was before. And we get the backstories of the other children, where they come up. Some came from abusive families, some came from families that are, you know, a little kind of like just out of their element with businesses. So these orphans, they don't want to be part of the system, so they kind of just hang out in a junkyard, basically. I think that's what it was. And in this garbage dump, they form an amazing band with the most catchy, annoying song I have ever heard. I haven't listened to a lot of K-pop. I've been wanting to, because I know it's a huge thing and these groups are huge all over the world, especially in Japan. I struggle getting into that. My God, though, this film makes me want to watch K-pop, because all the bright lights, all of the catchy melodies, and the catchy chorus, we are little zombies, over and over and over again. I haven't been able to get out of my head. I felt like either I was like on acid or like I had ADHD when I was watching those music video scenes. So it's a beautiful story about young people dealing with adult themes and dealing with loss, coping with life and moving on from loss. Some of us go right through the wall and we become emotional and we become really, attached to the feelings. Some of us, though, we bottle it up inside and we completely ignore it and we escape into a fantasy world. That was another thing about this movie, is after all the credits, there is a scene that happens and you go, wait a minute, was none of this real? I don't know. It's ambiguous. Needless to say, though, the technical aspects of this film are excellent. The cinematography, everything is clean. I love the camera angles that we get in here, because it feels like as these characters are going along on their journey, it looks like you're playing a video game. You get a lot of bird's eye views, overhead shots, just looking at these four people walking along a sidewalk. It reminded me of playing Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue as a kid. You just follow your little avatar as it walked through the streets and walked through the brushes, trying to catch all the Pokemon. And on top of all the camera angles, we get an amazing soundtrack that sounds like you're listening to the themes and the music of an 8-bit computer game. It's a terrible rendition, but I think you know what I'm talking about. All the music it's different. I've never heard that before in a film. And at first it was jarring, and then it was like nostalgic, because I'm like, oh, I missed those old Pokemon games. I'm gonna go play Pokemon right now. And it was just a fun listening experience when we're watching this live action film unfold in front of your eyes. It's really cool listening to that. If only life were a video game. Have a bunch of Pokemon by my side. I think this movie is a very interesting watch. I think it's a good solid watch too. The pacing can be a little jarring, because at times it felt like we were going so fast that I had no idea what was happening, and then there were times when we just slowed completely down. We had really hard, dramatic moments, weird, scary, creepy moments, and weird, kind of like self-contained, emotional, bottling up moments. So if you get past the jarring pacing every once in a while, I think you're going to have a solid time. I think you're going to have a solid time altogether with this movie. I think it is an enjoyable time. If you are able to, maybe see it in theaters, wherever it's playing. Maybe wait until it comes out on streaming. Of course, with our whole global pandemic and global situation going on right now, I think it's a solid watch, though, when you eventually can watch it. I'm going to give We Are Little Zombies 4 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I like it a lot.
Alright everyone, now comes my favorite part of my videos, where I pick which movie I'm going to be watching next. We are continuing our horror week here at Caleb Watches Movies, where I'm watching screeners through gingernutsofhorror.com. Again, a great website where you can view all things horror. Go ahead and check them out. I'm on there, and several different artists are on there too. If any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on here, leave your comment below this video. Go to my Facebook page, my Instagram, or my Twitter. Leave your recommendation there, and if I have access to it, I will watch, review it, and give you a shout on the channel. And if you want your recommendation information expedited, you can make a PayPal donation by clicking on the donate button on the main page of my YouTube channel. Any size donation is great. Just attach your movie to your donation, and if I have access to it, I will expedite it, move it to the front of the line, and get it done as soon as possible. So guys, if you've seen We Are Little Zombies, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell so you know the next time I'm releasing my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.